Alrighty then, everybody. This is gonna be awesome. So I have an event to go to for my day, real life, actual life job in about thought it was gonna be in about 2 hours. Turns out it's gonna be in 4 hours, which means I actually get to go ahead and cast yet another in-house game today. And even though I missed the invite this time around, this handy dandy new spectator mode means that I was able to join in. I didn't get to see the picks, the bands, but I was able to see the picks, which I'll go over right now. It looks like we're going to see a Renekton jungle picked up by Tuberina, Nautilus jungle for purple team, red team by Niminos. Mid's going to be Brandabus with that patented skill shot AP mid, which he loves. He loves missing his skill shots. I think every time he misses one, it's a shout out to me, really. And that will be against a Lux mid. I didn't manage to see the other picks here, but at any rate, I am going to go ahead and open up the champ loading screen thing. So anyway, for a long time I thought that I really wouldn't have any, there'd be no changing my casting because of this new spectator mode. But being able to get into an in-house game that these guys were in game as 2 minutes, 1 minute, whatever, and I was able to get into that loading screen with still a minute kind of ahead of time. So it does look like we are going to see a Graves Lulu bot lane. Jax is going to go up top against Megs on Aurelia. Gab did want to play Jax earlier on today and didn't actually get a chance. So this is going to be his time to redeem himself. Actually, what am I talking about? Redeem himself. He did a fantastic job as Lee Sin in one of the earlier in-houses today. At any rate, it is going to be a Graves Lulu bot lane against Tristana and Alistair. Morgana mid against Lux. Jungle Renekton, not something you see every day, heading off against Nautilus jungle. Nautilus has super, super, super scary ganks, post 6 especially. I think 3 forms of hard CC, passive, Q, the dredge line, and the depth charge ultimate. And then a soft CC on his slow. So huge, huge, huge amounts of CC coming out of the hands of Nautilus. Looks like we're seeing a little bit of an invade coming over from red team. Interesting stuff here. Morgana and Alistair, of course, lots of hard CC just between the two of them. And we do see Tristana, Aurelia, and Nautilus are making their way over. So, shall see if maybe... Ooh, actually, Aurelia going in, face-tricking that brush, gets the Equilibrium Strike down on the Tuberina. Morgana flashing in for the bind, Alistair with the headbutt. So that was a bit of a sloppy invade from red team. However, Tuberina really did get caught off guard. A nice flash bind from Brandabus. Great job there to kind of salvage that somewhat failed level 1 invade. Oh, I completely forgot to turn on chat. Gotta hear this trash talk. Megs, why you get first blood FK? This is, of course, going to be a little bit more difficult for the solo top Jax, who now has to lane against a 1-0 Aurelia. Oh, but she bought 2 boots! Oh, and she bought 2 boots. Megs, you know I love you, Megs. You know it's true that deep down in my heart, I love watching you play. I think you're a fantastic player. But come on. That is funny, Megs. Come on. I hope she's not listening to the stream. She often listens to my stream, and then when she hears my commentary, 3 minutes about stuff that she did 3 minutes ago, she often starts angrily messaging me saying, you idiot, whatever. But I think this time around she knows. That is pretty funny. We actually saw Fnatic Sushi do that on 2 occasions at the Season 1 Finals in DreamHack a year ago. So I'm going to call that a sushi move. Shushay. I don't even know how to say his name. It's not Sushi. Of course, in these Reddit in-houses, we have Mr. Sushi, who is one of the better-known Redditors. However, this time around, I don't know. It looks like Only Jungle is doing a little bit of roaming, but he gets taken down so low. I don't know exactly what that is. Tristana, though, Lulu Graves not the scariest early game sort of. If it was something like a Misfortune Taric lane or something like that, that is a ton of burst damage and a ton of a ton of CC and a ton of sustained damage. That would be scary to leave your AD carry alone in. However, against Lulu Graves, it is a pretty scary lane combo, and especially if Sacred Venge kind of sticks around like that. That was a little bit too aggressive. He knew that Lulu was in that brush. But at any rate, the lane's going to kind of push to him, so it's fine that Only Jungle wants to get a little bit of roaming going on. Did manage to pick up those boots. No wards, actually. Aster was spotted, by the way, on that ward. Ooh, and now Renekton is coming in, level 3. Oh, but so much burst damage going down on a Riboflavin. Sacred Venge does get taken down, though, by the Renekton. Lots of damage going down on a Riboflavin. He didn't have heal, so it's a little bit unfortunate that they weren't able to pick up the kill. Sacred Venge didn't want to commit to that with the Ignite. Almost certainly would have been a kill there. Lux actually coming in, maybe. Ooh, and a nice job from Only Jungle. Gonna use her as an escape and actually let Baranabas pick up a kill there. However, it looks like they are all going to go down. Renekton certainly going to be able to pick up the kill. Actually forced to Flare Splash. I don't know if that was the wise decision. Could have maybe just waited for his Slice and Dice, which was off cooldown in 3 seconds. There was no way Morg was going to get away. However, you know, you never know. A nice Morg binding and a flash over the wall or something like that could let her get away. So Tuberina doing the kind of secure way of, you know, yeah, you lose a flash, but you pick up a kill. That is so worth it. Especially as a jungler, you know, you don't have to really worry about getting 2v1'd and being forced to flash away. And since he's Renekton, he of course has that Slice and Dice. He is quite mobile. So good job from Tuberina to pick up that kill there. We do see so far 3 kills on blue team and 2 on red. So that was a 3-for-1 exchange. Lux died, but so did the Morgana, the Alistair, and the Tristana. So this is interesting here. Nautilus is around with double buff. Gab doesn't know. He has no wards at the moment. Really, I'd like to see. I think Megs wants to get taken down. Ooh, wow! And Renekton's actually coming in around. Gab and Tuberina find that the enemy jungler had been waiting in the brush the whole time. Megs actually picking up red buff, flashes into turret range to get the E down. Megs with a beautiful double kill. Does get creep blocked a little bit, and she's actually gonna fall down. Those creeps are such trolls. They formed a nice little wall around the turret, and Megs ran right into it. I had that happen to me the other day. It is embarrassing. Especially since she had that red buff, she would have been able to just destroy Jackson Lane. But unfortunately, not quite able to pick up the kill there. Banana might be going for an execute into the turret, and of course, if there's a 10-second... Ooh, but no. Ooh, Baranabas actually not going to go in and face check that. Will he get the blind bind over the wall? Ooh, and Banana is able to make it out. I don't know what Baranabas was thinking there. I thought that they had vision on her going into that brush. Alistair, you know, maybe could have gone around this way to make sure that she didn't escape, but instead, very nice kind of risky play from Banana. Baranabas didn't go into this far brush, which would have certainly given him vision on Lux. However, maybe I was just a little bit confused as to what they saw. I think maybe they didn't see Lux going into this brush, which it seemed from my point of view they did. At any rate, I'm, by the way, eating a bit of ice cream now, so if I stop talking and quietly munch away in the background, it's because I am effing hungry. Didn't eat lunch today. At any rate, we do see Tristana jumping in down bot. Alistair's around. Gonna want to get that headbutt into the wall. The headbutt goes down. The exhaust is down on Sacred Venge, so actually taking a lot of damage from Riboflavin. Forced to rocket jump away with just 1 auto attack away. Oh, but Nautilus is actually in there. Gets a nice dredge line into the brush. Ooh, Only Jungle's actually only level 3. So much damage coming down to the hands of Riboflavin and Tuberina. However, Nautilus was able to level up to level 6 off that and just put down the depth charge. Ooh, wow! And this is one of the interesting sort of mechanisms. Jarvan and Nautilus, even if they get snared, they can actually move out of the snare because it pulls them away. Jarvan can do the same thing with his snare. It's incredibly funny to see that happen because obviously with a snare you can't flash, you can't move. But maybe I actually don't know if it's always the case, if that was just a bug or what. But I do know that that does happen on Jarvan a fair amount. Baranabas sending me a message saying this game is thrown out. What the F? Only Jungle real troll hard. I don't know what that's in reference to. Might be something that happens a little bit later on in the game. Lux actually, sorry, Lulu only level 3, Alistair only level 4. Quite a lot of under-leveled supports in this game. Only Jungle, of course, doing some early roaming earlier. Morgana gonna want to go ahead and pick up that blue buff, which Niminos is holding. I don't know why he's not auto-attacking him more. He doesn't have her wriggles. You know, just put some extra damage down. But at any rate, of course, Morgana is going to secure that with her pool. So very nice to give that blue buff over to the AP carry. Lux looks like she's also going to go ahead and pick up blue teams. The build is cooldown boots and Madrid's razors for this. Ooh, wow. Only jungle actually gets taken down. Bot lane. Graves is level 6. Tristana's only level 5. So Tristana and Alistar falling quite far behind the 3-1-3 Graves. However, Alistar, Tristana, and Nautilus, so much CC between them. Double knockback plus the knockup from Alistar and the knockup from Nautilus. Quite scary. Camp's doing a little bit of dancing. He actually has a level advantage over Megs. Megs going for that Wit's End first. One thing about Meg's build is that she does build Trinity Force and Wit's End, which personally I feel is a bit too much damage on a solo top. But anyway, take a big bite of ice cream. Hopefully nothing interesting is happening. Morgana does find Lulu, who's still only level 5. Oh wow. Tuberina actually took blue buff away from Lux. Lux, by the way, was using her arrow to kind of take down mid, but we do see, of course, this gank going down up top. And Meg's taking a significant advantage. 4-1-0 right now. Actually 20 CS behind. Meg's often, she does it BR style. She doesn't farm minions, she farms champs. Actually going to find Riboflavin, able to get that Equilibrium strike off. She's actually going to flash away. I don't know about that decision. But at any rate, doesn't want to give up another kill. Oh, and Baranabas very nicely able to find Riboflavin. That is going to call Megs' attention back over. Megs, ooh, wow, and great shield from Lux. Got both ticks off for about 170 health. Tuberina does take down the Morgana. So I thought that maybe, they were going to have that free kill on Graves, but it turned around instead for a 2-for-0 exchange. Very nice play from blue team. Able to pick up the kills there. Another double kill. That is the second time we've seen them kind of turn around a kill. So very nicely done from blue. Oh, sweet nectar of the gods. Bot lane, this Lulu is actually still only level 5, which I think is quite funny. The silence goes down on Tristana, which is bad because Renekton is in the area. Only jungle popping a very late ulti, almost surely going to go down. So much damage coming out of the hands of this Graves right now. Lulu able to get that slow off, and there's the knockback from Tristana. However, it looks like things are still going in. Blue team is still going in, diving past the turret here. Niminos is, however, around. He does have that ulti off cooldown in just about a second now. It is now off cooldown. Are they going to get the slow off? Oh, wow. And Lux just barely missing. Although that laser flashing into the laser. Wow, surviving just 30 health. I don't know if that exactly what that was. I'm going to go back and actually watch that again. Sacred Venge gets taken down very low. A very late ulti from Niminos, though. Baranabas is around. Gets the stun off. Although Tuberina did successfully make it over that wall for us, and now they don't have eyes on the enemy Renekton. Looks like Alistar is quite low on health. Might get taken down by Renekton here. Though does get that snare off, that stun off on Lux. They don't know Renekton is being in this brush. Looks like he is going to make it out safely. I want to see exactly what happened with that Lux laser, because on my screen it looked like it hit. I'm going to slow it down a little bit here. I think Nautilus had already made it out. Lux Laser, I think it is a little bit bugged since this last patch. I've seen it go straight through an enemy on numerous occasions. So Lux actually hits the E, but did miss the Q, and then here's that laser. That looks like it went off. I honestly don't know what that was. It didn't deal any damage to Nautilus, and Sacred Venge was kind of sitting around. Unless it was his Titan's Wrath, which blocked it. That shield is quite large. I'm going to play this again one more time in slow motion, because that was very, very strange. Titan's Wrath goes down. You see him take the damage from the E. 100 health right now. Flashes in. Doesn't take any damage from that turret. And you can see Tristana and Nautilus were standing on top of each other at that point. Tristana took damage. Nautilus didn't. So anyway... Sacred Venge was able to pick up the kill, but she also died because of it. Renekton was able to make her way. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward now because we have just seen this nice escape from Renekton in this brush. But at any rate, I don't know if any action is going to be going on. Meg's getting a little bit of poke damage onto Gab on Jax up top. It looks like Nautilus is going to come around. Looks like we might see the Equilibrium Strike goes down, the Ignite goes down, the ulti goes down from Aurelia. This is almost certainly going to be a kill here. Doing a nice job landing those Transcendent Blades. Looks like the Blade Surge, ooh, they are actually going to go ahead and back off. I guess Renekton was waiting there. They didn't have vision, but I guess they got a little bit fortunate. You know, that game sense. The jungler is missing, guys. Let's go ahead back off. Meg's actually going to get engaged on by Tuberina, and Nautilus has not turned around back in to go and help her out. Megs is now out of mana, has no flash, has no escape, has no ulti. Does have that Equilibrium Strike, which he is going to get off cooldown. Nice job for Megs to able to stun the Tuberina down under turret range. And Nautilus was very late to turn back in there, but eventually did go ahead and do it. Meanwhile, Gab does teleport back up top. Nautilus is at full health, so it's not really going to make a whole lot of difference there. Gab actually popping that ulti, the Grandmaster's Might. Hoping to get a little bit more damage down onto the hands of Nautilus, however, it's not going to be enough. Morgana, meanwhile, soloing Clue buff for Red Team. She doesn't need the jungler's help. She has so much sustained damage from that pool, dealing 85 magic damage, close to about 100 magic damage per second for 5 seconds, about 500 magic damage on a basic ability. Of course, the trade-off is that, you know, if you don't CC the opponent down, they can just run out of it, getting 1 or, you know, maybe 2 ticks. But still, very, very strong ability. Alistair gets taken down very low bot lane. Sacred Venge, not going to die to that Ignite, I think. It did go on him a little bit late. Riboflavin just so dominant down here bot. Megs was 4-1 earlier. She's now 4-3. She is having a little bit of trouble. She did pick up an assist off of that dive on Nautilus and did a nice job to kind of, you know, have the foresight to put down, you know, just wait it out, wait for that Equilibrium Strike instead of, you know, maybe using a Blade Surge or something like that. So very nicely played. Megs is actually putting 2 points into her Q instead of her E. Obviously, maximizing that E will give it a higher duration, whereas the only thing Blade Surge is good for is a little bit more damage towards minions, giving you a sort of a bigger window to last hit. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and take another bite of ice cream, so hope nothing interesting happens in the next 30 seconds. Good stuff. Meg's actually going for taking her chances, getting that duel off on Gab. It's going to be close. I don't know. Ooh, and a nice Equilibrium Strike right at the end there. Jax is actually one of the best duelists in the game. However, I think Meg's just got a little bit lucky with those Equilibrium Strikes, which stunned, I think, both times. So very nicely done there. Sacred Venge saying, Ribo, please stop BM. Don't know exactly what that's in reference to. Ooh, and a nice job from Tuberina, using the Alistair for that slice and dice, able to get the second proc onto the Tristana. Tristana just sitting a little bit too close to this brush. Tuberina, you know, you don't see Jungle Renekton very often, but, you know, he's 7-3-4 right now, really doing a fantastic job of staying ahead of the Nautilus, who, I think Nautilus sort of ganks harder, but Tuberina, you know, he only has that single target CC. However, he is just throwing out so much damage with his Call of the Meek that it is doing, you know, he's doing a lot of work in these ganks. Not so much a utility ganker jungler as a straight damage jungler. And actually, Nautilus, meanwhile, able to get the ulti down on a banana, almost certainly going to die here to the Morgana's second tick of her ulti. That was, of course, a level 2 Morgana ulti, which deals a lot of damage. But, ooh, Baranabas needs to be careful here. Forced to flash away. Did put down that spell shield, which, of course, blocked the Ruthless Predator on Tuberina. Let's see if Baranabas can land a nice bind. No, doesn't even need to. I did also realize, by the way, that I am a little bit behind real time. Meg's taking Gab down very low up top, but is forced to back away as she did take a couple too many turret shots. Flash into a tower and gets stunned. I think that's in reference to Megs. Megs, though, so much sustain on Aurelia. Even after that nerf, she still gets 13 health per auto attack back, which is quite nice. You know, that's pretty much equal to about 15% lifesteal when you have 107 80. So that's pretty much, you know, a wriggle's worth of lifesteal at this stage in the game. So quite significant amounts of sustain coming out of her hands. Let's see here. Exactly, what's going to happen in terms of like the broad sense. Dragon is down. We might see, maybe when Morgana has her ulti up and Nautilus has his ulti up, they're going to kind of do the little bit of wombo combo action and get that huge amount of CC down. Actually, Lux gonna maybe find a a Morgana ulti. It does actually go off, even though Lux is forced to flash away. It wasn't enough to break the distance. Lux did a nice job of kind of baiting out the Morgana binding, but she didn't know Aurelia was in that brush, which led to her demise because she couldn't just flash away from Morgana this way and break the chain in that regard. Gab on Jax, meanwhile, able to pick up top turret. That is the first turret of the game, and that is going to help the blue team get a bit of a gold lead. I think they are sort of behind a little bit in terms of the CS and the kills and things. It seems to slightly be going in favor of red with that Morgana, with that Aurelia. However, Renekton really doing a great job of keeping the kills somewhat even. But really, the turret the blue team picked up, as well as that that early dragon, is keeping them with a little bit of a gold advantage. CS and kills are nice, but really those global objectives also really help. Sacred Revenge almost certainly going to fall down in a 1v1 to Riboflavin. Riboflavin just so dominant. He has his... oh, that's my cat. 1 second. I think my cat probably wants some of my ice cream. Well, he's not going to get it. At any rate, Riboflavin has that IE built up. Tristana, meanwhile, sitting only at 2 Dorans and a Wriggle, so huge gold advantage in favor of Graves. I will be right back. Oh, actually, looks like Megs and Gab are still dueling it out up top. Megs does pop that ulti with her remaining mana, and this is going to be so close. This time around, it looks like it's going to go to Gabs with the Empower. Able to pick up the kill there. Gab is actually, Jax is a very scary duelist, and I think Nautilus did a great job, by the way. Ooh, Tuberina getting caught out by Alistar, Morgana, and Nautilus. However, Graves is there, and they haven't used any of their CC on Graves. He's going to get so much damage out. Only jungle, forced to flash away, uses that headbutt, puts the Ignite down on Tuberina, might actually be able to duel him up there. The Nautilus ulti finally goes down onto this Graves, who's almost certainly going to die. Tuberina, of course, with that huge amount of sustain from his Q, able to pick up the kill on Alistar. Riboflavin is eventually going to fall down. However, it looks like maybe Niminos now is also going to pay the price. Maybe going to get that hook shot off onto the wall. Lux missing her binding. Oh, wow, actually missing the wall with that hookshot. Renabos going back in does also miss a bind. League of skill shots, ladies and gentlemen. Tuberina doing a fantastic job, though, on this jungle Renekton. I thought, when that Ignite went down from only jungle, I was almost certain that it was going to be a kill, but nope, instead. Nautilus actually saying League of skill shots. I do say that quite often, so... I don't know. Tristana, meanwhile, able to just equalize the farm a little bit. She actually has a farm advantage right now. 4 CS in the lead. No one actually around bot, but of course the poor vision that red team has, they don't really know that. So if you look at what red team sees, they don't see anything, and they might think that the enemy team is going for Baron. This is the importance of vision. 22 minutes into the game, when you have Tristana with a Wriggles and you have, sort of some good damage threats built up, if you see 4 of the enemy team down bot, it can make sense to try and catch them out of position and go for that dragon. But that is only possible if you have, complete control of the enemy jungle, the lanes, the river. If you can see where your enemy is, you can make very informed decisions. And because red team doesn't have that, vision advantage, they're gonna have a little bit of trouble. Gab actually forced to flash away. Baranabas, League of skill shots once again, missing that bind. He knows I love him, so it's okay to trash talk him here and there. Baranabas, by the way, did a fantastic job co-casting with me earlier today. Check those VODs out on youtube.com/milcast. Nautilus actually going to go in. The Lux bind was pretty much on target with where you'd expect them to be. However, didn't actually connect. Tuberina does get found by Alistar. Nautilus actually finding Tuberina. They are blowing a lot of damage on CC onto Tuberina, who does get the Lulu ulti, but it's not going to be enough. The combination of the Renekton ulti and the Lulu ult, if you factor it in, it is only a level 1 ulti. 24 minutes in the game, but that is still 300 health from the Lulu ult and 450 health from the Renekton ult. Mag's actually getting caught by a huge amount of burst. However, Brenabus able to pick up the kill on Riboflavin, the enemy AD carry. So Tristana still still just doing that whole Tristana thing. A nice binding actually lines up a maybe. Oh wow, Brenabus missing the kill on the sorry, missing the bind on the Lux, but it's fine. Alistair with that heal, with the Black Shield, able to survive one auto attack from falling down on the jungle until he popped his heal. Very nice job from Banana to hit that snare on both opponents and then line up a perfect laser. She did build a Haunted Guys and Swifties. If she had Sorcerer's Shoes right there, that would have been a kill on Alistair for sure. Who does have 56 MR, seemingly from Runes of Mastery, since he has no MR items. I don't know about those Lux boots. Obviously, you want to just roam a lot and gank very hard. Mobility boots are kind of fun, but Swifties are just kind of like these weird boots that are too expensive and don't really provide as much utility as any other choices. Not as much damage as boots of Lucidity or Sorcerer's Shoes for either the CDR or the Impen. Not as much overall speed as mobility boots. And then the problem is that if you factor in all the CC, you actually are more mobile in team fights with Merc Trez. Oh wow, and a perfect dredge line hitting on a Riboflavin. That is almost certainly going to be a kill there, and that could actually be an uncontested Baron if Red Team is able to capitalize on it right now. They didn't actually blow any ultis on the Grazer. Oh wow, and Lunu also going to go down. Maybe, yep, the tick of the pool from Morgana able to pick up the kill, and only jungle actually in a lot of trouble there. Nautilus comes in, gets that snare down. Ooh, wow. Lux is around now, misses that bind, doesn't pop the E in time. Might be able to pick up the kill on Alistair, and I think that was possible because of those minions. Very quick thinking from Lux. Oh, wow, and a nice flash ulti from Branabus over that wall. Almost certainly going to pick up the kill here on Banana. Gets a nice shield down, though. Blocks about, about 400 health almost. However, Megs is around to pick up the kill. An assist going over to Nautilus, and let's see, are they able to get this kill on Tuberina? Looks like a dive's going to go off. You generally don't want to dive at Renekton, and again, Aurelia is quite good at it. Has a lot of CC, a lot of mobility, and a lot... Ooh, and that Branabus just barely missing that snare. Megs was forced to flash in for that Equilibrium strike. I guess didn't want to wait on the cooldown on Q. I don't even know. It seems a little strange to flash in for the E when you have Blade Surge in your kit. At any rate, she was able to get the kill, so... whether or not it was ideal play, it was overall a good job from Megs to pick up that kill. Looks like they aren't going to go for Baron or Dragon or anything. Instead, just going to go ahead, pick up this blue buff and back off. Megs actually taking blue. Maybe she wants that CDR. Okay. Whatever you say, Megs. Their blue is up if Brenabus wants to take it. Jax is going to go ahead and teleport up top, even though Lux was around to pick up that farm. Whatever. Not ideal, let's say, because Lux can obviously just wave clear very fast, although Meg's actually finding Lux in here in the jungle very low. Oh, and the laser does not go off. Gab's not quite fast enough to react. Meg's able to pick up the Equilibrium Strike, however, a nice Ghost, and followed by the Hextech Gunblade. Ooh, Meg's almost able to maybe, had she maybe broken vision, Nautilus and Alistair would have been able to keep her alive. However, she did run back instead of running up towards them. Blue team pinging Baron. Neither team with any vision right now. Gab actually going for the jump on the only jungle on Alistair. Spots Niminos in there. Renekton gonna come in. Still has that second part of Slice and Dice. That Shredder's Reverie popped by only jungle to make him get away. And obviously once those boots of mobility kick in, he is gonna be very hard to track down. Although he has to be careful not to either give or take any damage, and that is gonna stop the mobility boots from proccing the enhanced movement 5. Nimino's actually in a little bit of trouble. Oh, wow, Lulu might be able to pick up the kill here on Alistair. It's going to be so close. He's down at... Oh, wow, and a nice flash in, able to get that kill. Lulu not actually using the ulti. Might want to put that on Gab or Renekton to knock up the Niminos. Although, oh, Morgana's coming in from behind. Tuberina does get taken quite low. Megs is now back in business. A nice Hextech Gunblade onto Megs, however, it's not going to be enough to peel her off of the Renekton, as she does have that dash. Slows, not so effective against gap closers, especially once they get up in your face. Megs, however, going to find 3 of the enemy team. There's the nice Lux bind, there's the E. Black Shield actually going down on a Megs. Very nicely done from Brenabus. Ooh, and there's the laser, almost certainly going to die now. Ooh, it's going to be so close. And Riboflavin actually able to pick up the kill there. No Jonya's Hourglass being used by by Barnabas. A little bit of misplay there, because obviously the ulti on Morgana, for those who don't know, is not a channel. Oh wow, but Tristana meanwhile is pushing bot like a fiend. I don't think we've seen Sacred Venge lead bot lane, but this is going to be hugely advantageous. It's pulled the entire blue team back, except for actually Lux and Graves, and she's certainly going to be able to make it out of here with the combination of Rocket Jump and ulti. However, Banana actually coming in, and this is going to be one dead Sacred Venge. Meanwhile, up top, similar thing happening up top for the blue team AD carry, who gets caught by two similarly heavy CC targets. It's going to go ahead and die. Sacred Venge, I think, a little bit too timid to go ahead and use that ulti to knock back Renekton, and then just keep running, use that rocket jump to get out of there safe. Easy peasy. Sacred Venge actually doesn't have flash up, though. Did decide to run that heal ignite, which I forgot to mention earlier on. It is a little bit stronger in terms of your potential to deal damage in lane. However, late game, of course, the damage you deal with ignite, meaningless compared to flashing away, repositioning, and continuing to auto attack. A nice buy-in from Banana, almost gonna, just gonna certainly ensure that she gets away scot-free. Interesting game here. 22-24. Slight gold lead in favor of blue, but it's, at this point, only about 300 gold in the lead. Really quite meaningless. 30 minutes of the game, one of the most even games we've seen so far. And I think blue team has a little bit more damage coming out of the hands of, this Graves with his IE Last Whisper and Zeal versus the Tristana with without even the gold to finish that IE, only a Wriggles. However, Megs, what I was trying to say is that a lot of teamfight utility from red team, and we're going to see exactly how this happens right now. Barnabas able to get that ulti down on all 5. Does get the stun off on Riboflame, and it's certainly going to go down. Lulu very, very late with that ulti. Actually, I don't know who she used that on. Megs gets taken down very low, but she is very strong when low on health because she does have that lifesteal. Megs does finally go down to the Jax. A nice bind from Banana, able to CC this Alistar in place. Gab going in on Niminos. Tristana still not in the fight. This was a 4v5 the entire time. Only Jungle able to pick up the kill on Lulu. With that, actually, he's built a Lich Bane. This is the craziest teamfight I think I've ever seen. However, now it looks like Jax is taking the quite low. Nautilus is quite low. And Alistar also very low. Has popped that Shred. Will certainly get his mobility boost proc back. But he's going to have to decide how he goes ahead and jukes out the enemy team as Jax was moving behind. He's trying to cut him off. He is very, very, very speedy right now. Maybe going to just go ahead and outrun them. Although actually decided to go in on the Lulu. Not actually as much damage as the other one. While he does have that Lich Bane, he only has 88 AP, which isn't going to give him a whole lot of damage. I'll expand that in a second. Sacred Venge actually rocket jumping in to make sure the inhibitor goes down, and it does. Fantastic job from Sacred Venge. Even though, honestly, she should really be team fighting with her team, but then again, she doesn't really have the items for it. But, the utility just from her healing reduction, her ulti, to knock back, her heal, her ignite. I mean, it's not to say that Tristana does no damage. Only 244 AD and no crit chance at all on her right now. But still, 244 damage auto attacks are not insignificant. I was just about to say something. Oh, about Alistar's decision to pick up that Lich Bane. Builds out of a Sheen. Sheen is a 1260 gold item, which will double your... Well, it will take your base damage, that is... damage innate in your kit, not including runes, masteries, or items, and then it will add that to your next basic attack on about a 2-second cooldown. I'm going to stop talking because Megs does go in and finds Whisper V. Lulu, so much damage going down. The Barnabas tries to send out the bind. Nautilus putting down the Riptide. Graves able to get out some nice damage. Banana actually gets caught by the bind that was meant for Riboflame, and so much damage coming down on the hands of Megs. Able to take down the AD carry for blue team. Meg's actually still alive. Does finally get taken down by Jax. Jax was able to pick up the kill on Morgana, followed by that kill on Nautilus and Aurelia. Sacred Venge still not joining any of these team fights. I don't know whose fault this is. Oh wow, actually, I was gonna say maybe it's the fault of Red Team for forcing so many fights when they know their AD carry is not around. However, now that Tristana does have that Infinity Edge, they can really go ahead and stop this Baron. They just need to get vision. They just need to go in. Tristana can even maybe pick up a double kill here. Does have that Wriggles Ward, is almost certainly going to stop it, and now Blue Team has to make the decision. They're so heavily invested in this. Are they going to get it? Tristana rocket jumping in. Wow! Puts the ulti down on Gab, knocks him out over the wall, but a little bit of misplay there. Actually, maybe wanted to put it on Renekton instead. However, that heal, able to pick up the kill on Renekton. has reset her rocket jump. She is going to decide and just go ahead and rocket jump to safety over that wall. However, Alistar and Tristana, they really didn't have any vision. The entire team was missing. The jungler was missing. It's 32 minutes into the game. Just get some vision on Baron. You got to do it. Because, I mean, this late in the game, Barons could be 2-manned, soloed, 3-manned. You can send your AP mid and just herp a derp in the middle of the enemy jungle or the enemy base and be a distraction, and then when the enemy team goes to you, it takes you 10, 15, 20 seconds to clear that Baron. Of course, giving 1,500 global gold to blue team, able to secure them a 3k gold lead after that last team fight. So, Sheen, Lichbane. Lichbane is around a 3,000 gold item. Lichbane is around a 1,260 gold item. If you factor in your base AD, which you do by mousing over the attack damage, we can't do it for some reason in spectator mode, which frustrates me a little bit. But pretty much, so this Sheen that he had picked up is worth, 1,260 gold, and it provides you around 80 to 90 attack damage. Lichbane, which builds out of Sheen, instead of taking your base AD and adding it to your next auto attack, it kind of like effectively doubling the value of one of your auto attacks, it instead takes your AP and adds it to that. However, Alistar with only 80 AP means he spent about 2,000 gold to upgrade that Sheen into a Lichbane and didn't really get any bonus damage out of it. So I think personally that's probably because only jungle is trolling a bit. It does of course give you a little bit of MR, a little bit of AP, and then also a little bit of move speed. And we shall see when Alistar gets his boots of mobility proc back, which gives you enhanced movement 5 when you're not in combat for 5 seconds. He has 477 move speed right now. When he pops his Shurelya's, he's going to go even faster. This is not so much a viable build. It's very gold inefficient to rush a Lichbane, is the point I was trying to make, since you spend about 2,000 gold for no real damage benefit. But the fun thing is, you gotta go fast. And sometimes, deep down inside the core of a man. Oh wow, actually, I'm gonna stop talking because Whisper V just get his blown up with a very nice dredge line from Nautilus. Meg's actually going in a little bit too balls deep there. Baranabas able to only get the ulti down on top of the AP and AD carry, although if you were to pick 2 targets, those are the ones you want to go for. Does decide to go for the kill on the Lux instead of the kill on the Graze. Graze actually not quite able to pick up the kill on Baranabas. Baranabas able to pick up a triple kill here with a nice binding going in. Sacred Venge gonna go ahead and take that turret, although, and there's the kill with that ulti. Able to rocket jump out to safety. Very, very, very well played from Red Team. They were behind in gold. They didn't have the Baron buff. They didn't have the gold advantage, the kill advantage, or the Baron buff, and still a very nice ulti from Baranabas, able to completely zone the enemy AD and AP carry. And look at that, a well-deserved triple kill for the Morgana played by Baranabas on blue team. That is going to be 2 inhibitors down for blue team once they transition here and take this one. Enemy team still has 3 seconds and 8 seconds respectively on their support and AP. So red team is going to be able to go ahead and get these turrets down. Maybe going to want to go ahead and back off, although wow, Whisper V actually does tank that binding. The ulti is used to secure the kill on Lux, and that is going to be a 4v5 for the next 50 seconds here. We shall see if they're able to continue this push, because a nice minion wave with a Kenny minion is pushing in top. Double super minion spawning down bot is really going to put a lot of tankiness and damage down if blue team decides to fight in the middle of this creep wave. Gab going in, barely missing that binding. Sacred Venge needs to be careful. Doesn't have flash up. Does decide to rocket jump over the wall. And we shall see. Tuberina, the ulti goes down. It is actually Tuberina flashes behind the enemy AD carry and does force him to get knocked up. A nice binding coming out of the hands of Baranabas. Nautilus flashing in there to secure the... Oh, wow, and a perfect Lux Laser hits the Nautilus, the Morgana, and the Alistar, taking them down very, very low. Sacred Venge, meanwhile, able to get these Infinity Edge crits off. Meg's going in with that Blade Surge and that Equilibrium Strike. The BV blocks the binding on Lux, and only jungle uses the headbutt to try and get the headbutt pulverized down on Lux. Instead, ends up finding a Jax and a Fountain, Nexus turret, dealing pretty much all of his health in about a half second. That Fountain turret, by the way, for those who don't know, deals 1,000, not damage, but damage removal. It is a completely unique mechanism, only found in this game on the turret. It's worse than true damage. Okay, true damage can still be negated by invulnerability, something like a Tryndamere, a Kale ulti, something like that. No, the Nexus turret does not mess around. When that is auto-attacking you, or you know, shooting you with its giant laser, it's not dealing damage, it's removing it. So it's the only mechanism in League of Legends that acts like that, and Alistar met that, you know, face first when he went in for that headbutt pulverize on the Lux, got a searing beam of death that just instantly obliterated him. So kids, you don't mess around with the Nexus turret. Okay, it deals it removes 1,000 health per second, which is huge. So that was a fantastic job from Red Team. Really able to turn the game around after they did lose Baron. They did lose a couple team fights back to back, and now you can really see the power of just Alistar, Nautilus, and Morgana dealing so much AoE, CC, and damage. Aurelia is sort of like a tanky assassin almost, dealing a lot more damage. Not so survivable, but it doesn't really matter because Alistar, Nautilus, and Morgana are there to be the tanks that Red Team needs. And Megs is actually more of a damage dealer right now. She has 151 armor. She has 176 MR. Does have that Warden's Mail to really shut down the auto attack potential of Graves, as well as a Banshee's Veil to block, you know, an element of Lux's skill combo. But really not quite as tanky as, you know, the Nautilus or anything right now. So it's great that Red Team has the Alistar, Nautilus, and Morgana to really make the most work out of Megs' sort of damage heavy build. Oh wow, and a nice binding goes over that wall. I don't think they have any vision. There's a ward placed down. No oracles being picked up by only jungle. It looks like he's maybe going to go for like a death cap or something. Does have 1,700 gold in his inventory right now. Could go back when, you know, after this push for a needlessly large rod. Oh wow, and Barnabas gets destroyed right now. Did decide to pop that Johnny's Hourglass. Did in fact put the Black Shield on Niminos. I don't know if that was a misclick or intentional. Morgana is the only death right now. Tristana able to take down Graves. Tuberina actually getting 1v1'd by the support Alistar. That Lichbane coming in handy. Tristana very, very low on health right now. Megs takes a stun from Jax. And the Ignite almost certainly going to go down here. Sorry, that's Gab, not Megs, getting taken down very low. Tristana gets the auto attack off. There's the kill. Able to get the reset on her rocket jump. Obviously, every time Tristana gets a kill or an assist, the rocket jump does get reset. So that is going to be GG here, coming out of the hands of Blue Team. Oh, wow. They still really want this kill on Lux. They want it to be an ace, and Meg's going so balls deep. There's the kill Alistar was looking for earlier. Actually going over to Tristana. Very, very, very fun game, guys. Very close throughout the game. An excellent turnaround by Red Buff. Nautilus using that super OP dance, probably the best taunt in the game. Swims around in the air because his anchor is, in fact, weighing him down. That was a very, very, very well played game, guys. So, a little bit of post-game review here. I mean, really, I think Tuberina did a fantastic job early game as Renekton to kind of stay in the game. Not such a hard CC ganker as much as he is a high damage dealing kind of carry jungle, if you will. And Riboflavin had a huge advantage early game, although that split pushing and, you know, the fact that Purple Team could kind of hold their own in a 4v5 meant that Tristana was able to take out a free inhibitor when, you know, it's not even backdooring. She just made a long push and no one from Blue Team bothered to go stop. Riboflavin had a huge lead early game, but didn't actually hold on to it. I think he was like 6-6-0 or something and ended up 8-11. So I don't know. You know, there were a lot of kind of threats on Purple Team that no one on Blue could really peel for the Graves. The Nautilus ulti, the Morgana, you know, flash ult combo, Aurelia getting in there, Alistar with his headbutt combo. So really, you know, if I were to fault Blue Team in any way, they played fantastically. I will say that over and over again because I honestly believe this was a great game. But really, if Blue Team were to have a fault, it's that they really didn't peel for their Graves well enough. So in those, you know, kind of 4v5 skirmishes, it didn't go in favor as much as they would otherwise like because their Riboflavin was just dying so fast. At any rate, you know, fantastic game, excellent fun to watch. I was very surprised that Red Team was able to come back from it when Sacred Venge was so far behind. That Graves had an Infinity Edge, Last Whisper, and a Zeal when Tristana was sitting at a Wriggles and 2 Doran's blades, which is just a like preposterous advantage. You very rarely see that in a game, and even rarer is the fact that a player can actually come back from it. So at any rate, you know, I'm gonna say what I always say, which is GGWP. Very, 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 very fun game to watch. Gonna go ahead, post this VOD up at youtube.com/milkcast. It's milk with a 1. For those of you who are maybe viewing this stream sorry, viewing the VODs on YouTube. The stream is streamed pretty much daily, starting at around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the East Coast of the U.S. Streaming, Reddit in-house games, scrims. We have a little league going on that is having a little bit of trouble finding games this week because of finals week, but that should be back up and running next week. So for those of you watching the stream, thanks for tuning in. For those of you watching on YouTube, go ahead and check out the stream at a later date. And I'm going to go ahead and say GG WP, very well played from Red Team. A very fun turnaround game to watch. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next casted game. So thanks for watching, guys.